The older we get, the more important we realize just how important hearing is. Do you or someone in your family have hearing loss? Let me hook you up with a guy who can help that problem get fixed. Perry Ebel is here joining us, and he is the president of Beltone. First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Glad
Jeff.
to have you here.
Nice to be here.
You were stressing to me before we came on the air the importance of hearing health. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, you know, hearing affects so much that we do, and if you're over 55 or 60, it's important to get your hearing checked. You know, people talk about communication problems, and so if you don't hear well, you can't communicate well.
Sure.
And we've seen cases where that hearing loss is even mistaken for dementia because people are not responding correctly, and so if you don't hear what's being said to you correctly, you can't respond correctly. If you're not hearing, you can't remember what you didn't hear.
Exactly.
And so hearing health is really important.
And the more and more as time goes on, the more and more technology is improving every aspect of our lives, including hearing devices. Now, you are you're certified and board certified hearing instrument specialist.
Yes.
And I know a lot of you have been wondering what this deck of playing cards is doing here on the desk. Well, I wanted to show you behind the playing cards is something brand new that will help your hearing. And these things are tiny, but they probably have more energy and more power in them than you would possibly imagine.
They do indeed. These are hearing aids that are computer controlled, and as you can see, they're about the size of a dime.
Yeah,
so they're very small. So in your ear, they're virtually impossible to see because the only thing that's in your ear is this little wire right here.
Right.
And so that's all that's in your ear. So they're very small, they're open, they allow you to hear naturally, but where you need help, it gives you the help. The other thing is that they're processing the sound. So unlike the hearing aids of yesteryear that were big and people were constantly having to adjust them or squealing, these are very easy to adapt to. Beyond that, the processing and the ability to connect to, if you will, the Internet of everything. So they're wireless, so they can connect. If you have a smartphone, they can connect to a smartphone. You can adjust them. You can use them to geolocate where they are. They understand the world around them, and so they'll focus in on voices. So they really do amazing things.
All in something that two of these would easily fit in the palm of your hand. What about the maintenance on these, Perry? Tell me about that.
Well, hearing aids are like automobiles. Good hearing aids require maintenance. One of the great things about Beltone is that we don't charge for that processing, the maintenance, all of those things, as long as you own the hearing aids. But they do require a little bit of maintenance because they're in a very toxic environment. The ear has got wax, it's got all kinds of things in it.
But again, just to point out that these come in this box. It's USB chargeable, so you put them in the case, stick the power cord in, and forget about it until the next day.
Yeah, they'll actually run for 30 hours without recharging. There's no battery to put in them. There's no battery doors to mess with. Even the case is rechargeable, so the hearing aids will last for about 30 hours, and then the case will charge them 4 or 5 times. So.
And again, I was with a friend of mine the other day, and he had on these, and he starts talking right out of the blue, and he wasn't talking to me, he'd answered a phone call, and he said, these are so amazing. Music, your telephone, just about anything that you would hear ordinarily, he's hearing through this.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, the other thing these do that is brand new, never been done before, is that because of their wireless capability, we can actually modify the programs remotely. You don't have to come into the office to get a program change. We can do it remotely right to the hearing aids.
And if you're watching Let's Chat this morning and you make an appointment, what are you going to do?
You're going to get a gift card. So if you make an appointment for a hearing test, which we don't charge for, we're happy to do it for you. You make an appointment to come in, you're going to get a gift card from us.
Perry, it's been informative, and I enjoyed meeting you. Thanks for coming down. You're welcome here at any point in time. Make sure and get your hearing test scheduled. It is important, and as Perry pointed out earlier, without your proper hearing like it ought to be, you are missing out.
You are absolutely missing out.
How can we find out more or get in touch with you?
Well, you can call any of the Beltone locations here in the Chattanooga area. We have an 800 number. We're on the internet. If you just go to beltonesouth.com.
beltonesouth.com. Stick around. We have more of Let's Chat right after this.